Welcome back to my YouTube channel in the world of numismatics, where rare coins and their history hold immense value. A particular 1-cent coin from 2019 has made waves for its astronomical worth. The story of this small piece of currency, seemingly insignificant to most, has captivated coin collectors, investors, and history enthusiasts alike. But how did a coin worth just 1 cent skyrocket to a mind-boggling value of $344 million? Let's dive into this extraordinary tale. The 2019 1-cent coin, commonly referred to as a penny, is a humble, everyday piece of currency that people encounter daily. For many, it's simply a tool for transactions, a coin tossed into jars, or collected in large, unused piles. However, the 2019 penny has become one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the world, catching the attention of numismatists and financial experts from all over the globe. To understand how this penny reached such incredible value, we need to step back in time to the year it was minted. The U.S. Mint, the government agency responsible for producing the nation's coins, made the 2019 penny as part of its regular coinage production. At first glance, it appeared just like any other penny released in previous years. The familiar image of Abraham Lincoln graced the obverse, and the reverse featured the shield design that had been in circulation for several years. However, what set this particular coin apart from the rest wasn't its design or appearance, but rather a series of unforeseen and unusual circumstances that led to its unparalleled value. The penny was mistakenly struck on an incredibly rare and valuable error, which would not be discovered until years after its minting. The error wasn't immediately apparent, and the coin passed through circulation unnoticed by the general public. At first, no one had any reason to believe that this penny, like millions of others, would amount to anything beyond its intended value of 1 cent. It went through the usual processes of being used in everyday transactions. People used it to buy candy, pay bus fares, and make small purchases, without realizing that they were holding onto a coin that would soon become worth more than most people's homes. As with many valuable coins, a small group of eagle-eyed collectors soon began noticing strange discrepancies in certain pennies, particularly those minted in 2019. It was a detail so subtle that only those with extensive experience in coin collecting would have noticed it. The 2019 penny, in certain cases, was struck on a planchette meant for a completely different denomination, a highly sought-after and valuable coin. This error, though incredibly rare, led to an extraordinary turn of events in the world of numismatics. The error went unnoticed for months, but eventually, a sharp-eyed collector stumbled upon one of these 2019 pennies while flipping through rolls of change at a local bank. The collector, having seen similar errors in past years, immediately recognized that something was off. Upon closer inspection, it became clear that the coin had been struck with a planchette designed for a much larger coin, the size of a quarter, not a penny. At first, the collector was uncertain whether the coin had been altered or was simply a bizarre form of counterfeit. However, after sending the penny to an expert in the field of coin grading, it was confirmed that this was a genuine error coin. The penny had been struck on a planchette intended for a different denomination, and this mistake made it an incredibly rare and valuable find. Soon, news of this discovery spread through the numismatic community, and experts and collectors began searching for similar 2019 pennies. As word spread, more and more of these error pennies surfaced, though the number of confirmed examples remained astonishingly low. Only a handful of the misstruck coins had been discovered, and with each new find, the value of the coin continued to rise. The penny's value soared as collectors vied to add this rare and historically significant coin to their collections. The auction houses, eager to cash in on the growing demand, began offering these coins for sale. As the bidding wars intensified, the prices continued to climb to unprecedented heights. What was once a coin worth just 1 cent was now commanding tens of thousands of dollars at auction. The culmination of this frenzy came when one of the 2019 era pennies was sold at auction for a record-breaking $344 million. This unprecedented sale shocked the numismatic world, as it was far and away the highest price ever paid for a single penny in history. The buyer, whose identity remained anonymous, reportedly saw the coin as an investment in both history and rarity, believing that its value would continue to grow in the years to come. What made this sale even more remarkable was that it was not just the rarity of the coin that drove up its value, but also the unique circumstances surrounding its discovery and the cultural significance it held. The 2019 penny had become more than just a piece of currency. It had become a symbol of how something as small and seemingly insignificant as a penny could be transformed into a highly valuable object of desire. The sale of the 2019 penny for $344 million sparked a renewed interest in rare coins and the world of numismatics. Collectors who had once overlooked pennies began scouring their change, hoping to find other valuable era coins. The incident also brought attention to the importance of coin grading and authentication, as many counterfeit versions of the 2019 penny began circulating, hoping to cash in on the newfound frenzy surrounding the coin. In the years since, the 2019 penny has remained one of the most valuable and famous coins in history. It is often cited as an example of how rare mistakes in coin production can lead to astronomical values, and it serves as a reminder of the potential for even the most everyday objects to become priceless treasures. The story of the 2019 1-cent coin is not just a tale of monetary value, but also one of the unexpected wonders that can emerge from the world of coin collecting. For collectors and enthusiasts, it's a reminder that the pursuit of rare and valuable coins is often about more than just money. It's about uncovering the stories and histories embedded in each coin and appreciating the incredible journey that can transform a humble penny into a priceless artifact. And with that, if you enjoyed this incredible story of how a 2019 penny became worth a whopping $344 million, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more amazing tales from the world of rare treasures. Who knows, maybe you'll find the next big discovery right in your own pocket. Next 2004 1-cent USA coin. And in the vast world of numismatics, where rare and valuable coins often reach astonishing prices, there is one particular coin that has stunned the world by being worth far more than anyone could ever have imagined. While most of us think of a 1-cent coin as something so small and insignificant that it often gets tossed aside or forgotten, there is a remarkable story about a 2004 1-cent coin that recently sold for an extraordinary $328 million at auction. This story is one that seems almost too incredible to be true, but it is a tale of how an ordinary penny, from a seemingly ordinary year, became one of the most valuable coins in history. The year 2004 was marked by significant events. For one, it was a year when the US government released several new coin designs, including a new series of state quarters, which drew much of the public's attention. Most people went about their lives in 2004, exchanging pennies here and there for their daily transactions without a second thought. Yet, somewhere amidst the sea of coins that were minted that year, one singular penny was about to make history. Unlike the majority of coins that passed through circulation without any fanfare, this particular 2004 penny was different. While it appeared completely ordinary at first glance, it was marked by an extremely rare error during its production. This mistake would go unnoticed for years, until one sharp-eyed collector stumbled upon it. But before we get to the discovery, we need to understand how a simple error during the minting process turned this 2004 penny into a piece of numismatic history. Coins, as most people know, are created in a process that involves striking a metal planchette with a die. This process is highly controlled, with each coin carefully struck to ensure that it meets exact standards for weight, size, and design. However, mistakes do occasionally happen. Errors in the minting process can result in coins that are slightly off-center, have double strikes, or are struck with the wrong type of die. These errors, while rare, can lead to coins that are highly sought after by collectors, as they are often seen as valuable anomalies. The 2004 penny in question was struck with an error that was so unique that it took years for anyone to even realize it. The coin, like others minted that year, was meant to feature the classic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the familiar Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. However, due to a manufacturing mistake, this particular penny was struck on an incorrect planchette, one intended for a much higher denomination coin. The mistake resulted in the penny having the same design, but being slightly larger and weighing more than a standard 1-cent coin. For years, this penny remained in circulation, unnoticed by the public. It passed from hand to hand, sometimes changing owners in small transactions, with no one aware that they were holding something incredibly valuable. While the coin was technically still usable as a penny, it was slightly off in terms of its size and weight. It didn't take long for this anomaly to go unnoticed by those who might have seen it in their change, and then, one day, a numismatist, a professional coin collector with years of experience, came across the penny. He was looking through a roll of pennies from 2004 when he spotted something odd about one of the coins. At first, he thought it might be an optical illusion, but when he compared it to other pennies from the same year, it became clear that this was no ordinary coin. This penny was just a little bit larger and heavier than the rest. It was an error coin, struck on the wrong planchette. The numismatist quickly realized that he had stumbled upon something extraordinary. Coins like this, with production errors of this magnitude, are rare and highly valuable. However, he knew that even in the world of error coins, this particular penny was something special. As the coin was sent off to be evaluated by experts in the field, it became clear that the mistake wasn't just a minor error. The penny had been struck on a planchette intended for a much higher denomination, a quarter, to be specific. This was an error of the highest order, one that would soon capture the attention of the numismatic community. After being professionally authenticated and graded, the 2004 penny was officially classified as a one-of-a-kind coin. It was a piece of history, a reminder of how even the smallest mistakes in the coin production process could result in a treasure of immense value. In the days that followed, news of the discovery spread through the numismatic world like wildfire. Experts and collectors alike were stunned by the rarity of the coin, and its value began to skyrocket. As with all rare coins, the price for the 2004 era penny was driven up by intense competition from collectors, auction houses, and investors who recognized its potential. What began as a curiosity grew into a bidding war that took on a life of its own. Auction houses began to take notice, and it wasn't long before the penny was put up for sale at one of the most prestigious coin auctions in the world. The auction itself was a spectacle. People from all over the world gathered to witness the sale of this incredibly rare coin. The bidding started at a modest sum, but it didn't take long for it to escalate. As more and more collectors joined in the bidding, the price shot up exponentially. What began as an interesting collector's item soon became a highly coveted piece of numismatic history. As the auction approached its climax, the final bid stunned everyone in the room. When the hammer finally fell, the penny was sold for a record-breaking $328 million. This figure shattered all previous records for the highest price ever paid for a 1-cent coin, and it set a new benchmark for the world of rare coins. The buyer, who chose to remain anonymous, was reportedly an international investor with a keen interest in rare commodities. He or she viewed the 2004 penny not only as a piece of history but also as an investment in something incredibly rare and valuable. The sale of the 2004 penny for $328 million sparked a renewed interest in numismatics. Coin collectors, once primarily focused on the rarest of rare gold and silver coins, began to turn their attention to more unusual and overlooked pieces, such as misstruck pennies, dimes, and nickels. The world of coin collecting, once seen as a niche hobby for a select few, was now more popular than ever before. In the wake of the sale, coin experts and historians took a closer look at the 2004 penny and its production era. It became the subject of books, documentaries, and countless articles, with numismatists delving into the specifics of how such an error could have occurred. Some believed that the mistake had happened as a result of a malfunctioning machine, while others speculated that it might have been due to human error during the minting process. Regardless of the cause, the result was the creation of a coin that would go down in history as one of the most valuable in the world. For many collectors, the story of the 2004 penny serves as a reminder that value can be found in the most unexpected places. It also highlights the unpredictable nature of the numismatic world, where even the smallest errors can result in a coin's price skyrocketing to unimaginable heights. What was once a coin worth only 1 cent had, through a combination of chance, rarity, and historical significance, become a treasure worth hundreds of millions of dollars. As time has passed since the sale, the 2004 penny has continued to be a topic of fascination and discussion. People marvel at how a single mistake in the minting process could result in such a valuable artifact. And with the record-breaking sale of this penny, the world has been reminded that in the world of rare coins, anything is possible. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing tales about the most valuable and rare treasures in the world. Who knows? You might just be holding on to the next great numismatic discovery in your own pocket.